you look for in a bear market though? Yield. And you know what other yield producing assets outside of Hex and DeFi there are? Like real yield producing?
Is there any?
Zero. No, there isn't. And this is the beautiful thing, right? People don't get with Hex. Like Hex is going to be the premier. It's the premier yield generation now. Wait until the bear market hits. All these lending platforms and give up your keys and give us your crypto and all this stuff. All that dries up. It all goes away. All that yield turns to shit. And all of a sudden, giving your cryptocurrency, your keys to a third party doesn't look so appealing now when you're getting 2%, maybe 3%. And all of a sudden, people are going to be looking for that yield again. And like, oh, yeah, hey, that Hex thing you called a scam that did 10,000x, fastest appreciating asset, 40% yield without price appreciation. All Hex just becomes a funnel for the bear market.
And this
is going to do insane face melting things.
This is the thing that people don't understand about Hex, and they really need to understand it. Lending platforms are centralized exchanges with off switches. Hex is a code that you run with your own keys from your own wallet, and there's no platform. Okay. The website that you go to is just a front end. There are multiple front ends. You can build your own front end, or you can run it directly on etherscan.io. There is no centralized entity. Nobody's paying you money. You are paying you money. You are running your mining equipment by completing the action that you're doing from your own wallet. When people are marketing these finance coins and they change the front name, if you see a coin that says finance, this platform, that platform, Hex is not a platform. These finance coins are platforms, and the same people that have been pointing their finger at us and calling us platform, you know, the infamous platform, they are the ones shilling people onto these platforms that are literally what they are accusing us of being. And we're not. It's a code that you interact directly with. Hex is not a platform, and people need to get that straight.
That's what crypto was supposed to be.
All
the core principles. Yep.
Since this is the price panel group, I just wanted to mention one of the things I'll look at when looking at if it's a bear market or a macro bear market or bull market is I'll look at the lending rates of these like Celsius, BlockFi, et cetera.
Yeah.
If those rates are dropping, that means there's demand is decreasing. And if we are entering a bear market, then yield at these lending platforms is going down, and Hex yield is going up for stakers over time. So to me, that's an easy decision. If you have a chart curving up and to the right as far as your APY goes, no matter what, right? Because we know that the T-share pool will be shrinking over time. Whereas these centralized lending platforms, not only is there counterparty risk, but their rates could be going down for extended periods of time. And they usually do like a tier where if you actually invest more, you get less yield on those coins. So it's a very weird structure. Instead, you could just, stake it from your home in your pajamas, wake up 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now, mint your coins, and then the fun part will be speculating on what the price is.
And you know what the awful negative externality of getting that terrible yield from those lending platforms? They take your crypto. They take your crypto from you. It just goes to zero. It doesn't matter if they gave you 2%, 18%, 50%. They just take your crypto. They get hacked. The government steps in and says you're no longer regulated, and you just lose it all. Like that's it's all good until it's not, right? And when you give up the keys to your crypto, you're exposing yourself to that.
And that's the thing. Those things can be considered securities. Those do have central entities. They do have websites that can be taken down. They do have all of those factors that even if the coin is meant to be legit, it has interference. As where Hex, guess what? A new front end can be put up. You're not taking it down. Hex is not stoppable because a new front end can always be put back up. If something were to happen to Richard, he could literally nuke the OA and redistribute it to everybody. Assuming that he's the OA, as everybody says. But the OA itself, if it were under possession or about to be under possession, could stake for 15 years and continue to emergency unstake and redistribute that money. So that money could be redistributed. By the time they get that wallet, there's nothing in it. However, when the authorities come and shut down these platforms, they keep in everything. So good luck with that in a centralized platform.